Why do people cheat? There's been analysis revealed 8 key reasons. Need for variety.
Oh, piss off, man. It's not breakfast cereal.
Oh, you know, I can kind of get that.
Breakfast cereal.
Don't buy the big box if what you want is all the little boxes.
Okay.
Oh.
We are talking about cheating. We're going to actually ask, is it cheating? That's what we're talking about throughout the whole day. The whole day.
The whole day.
The entire day.
Clear my schedule.
We're not doing any more work after this.
Right.
Yeah.
Great.
It's just a normal day.
Can we have wine?
Can we have wine? Yes.
So we're going to ask, is it cheating? So I'm going to go through some of the questions that I think us as a group, or as a group chat, if we were talking about it, what we'll be asking, what we'll be saying. If there was something put in the group chat, well, how would we respond to it, I guess. Yes. So what is cheating? Just to define.
I think personally it's anything, if you're doing anything that you wouldn't want your partner to know you're doing.
So something that you have to hide?
Yeah. Or that you wouldn't openly admit to.
So well, Hannah, what do you think?
There's a bit more nuance to it than that. Like, I think there's loads of different types of cheating, and I think there's obviously the main one that people are most, that'll spring to mind for most people when you say cheating is having sex with somebody else. Mm-hmm. But then there's like emotional cheating. Mm-hmm. There's cyber cheating.
Yeah, yeah.
There's micro cheating.
Well, we'll come into that. I've got some types to talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
There's a standard. What's
definition?
The word? Thanks.
Welcome.
God, it's going to be one of them podcasts.
Strap in, guys.
This is the standard definition. Act dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain an advantage.
Ooh. Yeah, that's quite encompassing.
Yeah, dishonestly.
I think that makes sense.
Because if you're the
act dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain an advantage.
Yeah.
If people do that, you can class it as cheating, apparently.
Yeah, because we're thinking of cheating in relationships, but you've got cheating in business, cheating in games. Cheating.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there's the usual, the act of being unfaithful to a spouse or partner. But what does unfaithful mean? Yeah. You're breaking some form of faith. You're breaking the bond. You're breaking the agreement that you've had. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what it is, really. So what is that agreement? Is that agreement, I guess this is where it comes down to, one of the last podcasts we were chatting, can you flirt with other people? Like, just if you talk about that being something that you don't want, does flirting with somebody else become cheating? Do you know what I mean? This is where it gets quite in-depth. So, types of infidelity. Physical.
Standard.
The D and the V.
Or the D and the A.
Or the V.
Or the S and the A.
Or the D and the M. What?
Oh.
Or the P and the A.
The P
I'm
and the
so
A.
lost.
Peg.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that I was going with the S was strap on.
Oh, strap on.
Right,
Okay.
Same thing.
I mean, we should just say the words. But yeah, okay.
We are grown-ups.
We are
It's true.
grown-ups.
This is not going on CBBS.
So physical infidelity, obviously, what do you class as that? Kissing, touching, sex? Everybody goes to sex. If you said to me, oh, he's cheated on us, or she's cheated on us, you immediately go, and you envisage them having sex.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and this is going to sound a bit weird, but I think kissing's almost worse.
Because it's like intimate.
More intimate than sex in a lot of ways.
Sex can be very carnal, can't it? It can be very sort of a primal thing that you could potentially have sex with someone and then maybe never think about them again.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, whereas kissing it's very intimate. You get your face in somebody else's face. Do you know what I mean?
And you can 100%
Do you not,
have sex with
hang on,
somebody
go
without
back.
kissing.
When you're having sex with them, do you not get your face in their face?
No, always.
Sometimes my face is in a different room, mate.
Sometimes my face is looking at the dishwasher.
Somewhere else. Somewhere else. All right, okay. So physical infidelity is the usual stuff, touchy-feely stuff. Mm-hmm. Touchy-feely things.
Kissy.
Emotional cheating. What is it?
I think, to me, it's always been, if I thought that if something, it's extreme of emotion, so if anything really good, really bad, really happy, really sad happened, and I wasn't the first person that Chris told and he told somebody else, that to me is emotional cheating.
That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Very good way of putting it. What about if you've got a best friend? What about if he had a female best friend?
He has got female best friends, in it. Yeah.
But you'd still want to be the first person. Or does that not matter? You discount the friends.
I would discount the friends
Yeah.
because I know they're my friends as well. Do you know what
It's
I mean?
not cause people to be paranoid.
No, yeah. Don't talk to anybody but your partner.
Yeah, but I think if you're into each other, you do want to tell that person first, don't you?
Yeah.
And then it might be a case of you shoot a message off to your partner, or you text them, or you ring them, or whatever, as you're messaging your mate to tell them the same thing. Like,
I mean, so don't get me wrong. Sometimes I'll text me mates before, like, do you know what I mean? I think, but mates are your soulmates.
Yeah.
We've had this. So emotional cheating for me, I think, is more to do with where your mind is at. Like you say, it's literally who are you thinking about? Who are you excited about? Who are you like who are you talking to? Who are you telling the important things to? Who are you actually interested in having a conversation with? Like, who are you asking questions? Like, do you know what I mean? That kind of your emotional state of mind is invested in somebody. Yeah. Then therefore you're cheating. Who
you seek out for emotional support.
Yeah.
As well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instead of going to your partner, are you going to you know?
So physical infidelity, emotional infidelity, or physical and emotional, is one worse than the other? Controversial.
I think emotional's worse, to be quite honest.
Do you?
Yeah. It's deeper.
They've checked out, haven't they?
They've checked out.
I think the problem that people have with emotional is that if somebody is emotionally cheating or emotionally being unfaithful, there's almost like no way of saying, you're cheating on me, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? That you can't say, because they're going to have some comeback. They're going to be like, what you on about? Or, no, it's fine. No, I'm with you.
It's not as black and white, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not as black and white. Whereas if you walk in and somebody's pegging somebody else, then you can say,
take a seat.
No, see you later. I don't know why are we talking about pegging so much? Take a seat.
Oh, dear.
Why have you brought up pegging today?
I don't know.
Something I've always been interested in.
Oh, right, there you go.
We both went there when we were talking about D's and A's and stuff.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, emotional cheating. You think it's worse? Han, what do you think?
I think it depends on how you view both things in your relationship.
Yeah.
So if you... It's very difficult, isn't it? There's a lot of moving bits. Like if you and your partner have different sex drives at any point in your life and you're not looking to come to any resolution or you're not even acknowledging it, and it's just kind of, which is hard, it's not an easy thing to do. And then your partner goes off to gain their advantage elsewhere. Like,
that's so beautifully put.
Gain their advantage, there you go, yeah.
Then, like, I don't know. I don't know if it's more understandable. I don't know. Whoever is cheating, they're not getting what they want or need, and they haven't communicated it with their partner.
Yeah.
And so their partner's blindsided. They don't know where this has come about, why it's happened. And like, instead of having our favourite communication. So I can't honestly say, because I've been cheated on emotionally and physically, maybe.
Not sure. Don't know.
It's trauma, innit?
It's harder, like you say, though, it's harder to find out.
You've been cheated on, Laura?
Yes.
Multiple occasions, emotional, physical, both?
Physically, once, like not once, but one partner cheated on us multiple times that I'm aware of.
God, I don't think I've never not been cheated on. It's bad, that, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus.
Anyway, the thing for me, I think that's really important to mention, and I know this is going to go somewhere, but STIs. If you are physically sleeping with somebody else, and did you know that you can actually get done for this? If you are sleeping with two people and obviously they don't know about it, if you gave either or both of those people an STI, it's like GBR, GBH, yeah. Because obviously you're giving them an STI without their knowledge, so therefore the sex is it's not consensual.
And would you have to be aware of that STI? I'm like, shit.
I mean, I don't think they're going to do you for GBH if you've given someone the clap. I think it's more like heck and
like behave.
And,
I don't know for sure, but I know we've had this conversation before, and Hannah's in a state now. You can, it's like really serious.
To be fair, I get tested every 2 months.
Yeah, it should be taken seriously because STIs are a real thing.
Yeah, they are.
And people should. And
everyone's now like, oh my God, Hannah's had like all of the STIs. I haven't.
Hannah is.
But there's no shame in it either.
No, there's not.
Especially if you didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's just, for me, that's one big big thing to mention.
Yeah.
If it's a physical cheating, that should be really taken into account. Somebody's sleeping with somebody else and then sleeping with you, aside from the fact that would make people feel sick. Like,
yeah.
Aside from the fact that you think, well,
not only have I cheated on you and broke your heart into a million pieces, you also have to take antibiotics for 7 days now. Yeah. Crack on. So you can't even start. You can't even start your binge drinking.
But if you, in all seriousness, if you have been cheated on, and I've been in this position, and I've had to go to the doctors, say to the doctor, I'm really sorry, but I've been cheated on, and I need to get checked.
Why were you apologising to the doctor?
Because I don't know. Well,
that's why he's there.
I don't know. So sorry that I'm here.
I'm so sorry about this, but I didn't quite know what to say, and it was mortifying.
You can do it in the post now.
You can, yeah.
Can you?
Remember when we did the pinprick test?
Oh, nah.
Oh, because you can test for everything at home now.
Oh, well, there you go.
Full lot.
See,
you've got to
go to the doctor.
You've got to give yourself your own pinprick, and I just looked like Edward Scissorhands. There was blood everywhere.
Well, my circulation is absolutely shocking.
I know. I was like,
I was literally standing like this, like putting my arm down after I'd been in the bath, and there was more claret all over the bathroom than there was in the tiny little test tube.
No.
It was grim.
Well, yeah, there you go. I think it's very important to mention, I think, and get checked if you have been cheated on.
Yeah.
It's awful, but do it at home, apparently.
www.sh24.com.
Really?
And you can get a free pack sent out.
There you go.
And it's very discreet.
And
Marvellous.
Take some fucking responsibility if you're going to be a dickhead. Do you know what I mean? If you're putting your knob or your vagina in other people's business, you need to make sure that it's
in other people's business.
Yeah, well, I think that's fair enough.
Just a vision of a giant vagina walking into an office.
Other types of cheating. Cyber infidelity.
Oh.
Have you heard of this before?
Yes.
Have you? Mm-hmm. Go on then. What's cyber infidelity?
It's when you have a online relationship with someone. You may never meet them or anything, but you speak to them like every day online or whatever.
Just like a normal kind of, as if you were meeting them, but it's just all via the ether.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is really common now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because of the apps.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
And it's so easy. So easy. Cyber infidelity. So, classed as cheating?
Yeah.
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 You are dedicated. If you've got time to talk to that bitch for that long.
Or bastard,
then you are,
There's a lot of thought. There's a lot of thought has to go into it, I think, when you think about it. Like cyber infidelity, you have to log into something, or you have to give your details, or you have to give an email, or you have to put pictures, write a bio. There's quite a lot of thought has to go into it. And I think for me, that's like the bit that's like, oh wow, you really, really thought about this. I'd almost prefer to be drunk and cheated on than cyber cheated on.
100%.
Yeah. Because the intention is there.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I don't have kids, and I still don't have enough time in my day. Mm-hmm. So how the fuck do people have the time to be juggling this one, that one? Like, what?
Yeah.
Get a job, mate. Like, I don't understand. It really blows my mind.
Get a job. Yeah, I think for me, that's the thing. I think you have to think about it.
Yeah.
You have to really think about it. And some cheating can be like, oh, I wasn't thinking. Have you ever had that? I wasn't thinking.
Yeah, it's just the dopamine hit, isn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. I didn't think properly. I didn't think it through. I was drunk, or
in the moment.
I was this, or I was in the moment, and that happens to a lot of people. And I guess, we're not here to say which one's worse for anybody. Everybody's in a different situation. But for me, I think that where you go, all right, I'm thinking about this logically with, conscious and then still going ahead with that. It's a bit like,
I've considered the consequences and I don't fucking care. Essentially is what's being said there. Whereas like you say, you're drunk, you're on a night out, somebody, you know, you might be feeling a bit shit about it. Again, not making excuses, but there is a level of spontaneity that you can almost understand. It's not excusable, but it's
to a certain degree, you go, all right, because we can relate to it. I've maybe been in that position where I've thought, oh God, like, you know, I was a bit too flirty there, or I was a bit too, whatever it might be. I could have got caught up in that moment, or I could have been, you know, swayed by that situation or whatever it might be. But to actively seek out and actively, I think that's where it's like, oh.
Yeah. You know, I may only have been cheated on once, but I never, sorry, by one person, but he never even had those excuses.
What did he say? Tell us how you were cheated on, Laura.
He came home from work and I'd found pictures and things on an old phone because he'd just got a new phone, and back in the day when you changed your SIM card over and all that shit, and I'd found this it was awful, and I rang him at work to question him about it, and he came in about 4 hours later with written on his hand a list of reasons, not excuses, and he made that very clear, the list of reasons why it was my fault.
Oh my God.
The first one being, which you'll love, is that I was emotionally cold.
No.
Yes.
Thing is, when you're in a relationship, you're not emotionally cold at all.
No, exactly.
You're literally
but I'm not emotionally cold with my friends.
No, you're not.
So, like, So
that's ridiculous.
Piece of shit.
Just literally thinking about how he can still have his own advantage.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Next one is object infidelity. Hannah, tell us what object infidelity
Object infidelity is when you become obsessed with, it could be a hobby, it could be a interest, it could be pornography,
it could be a game and soul, it could be
3 tiles. I'm obsessed with it at the minute. And it takes away your time and attention, quality time from your partner.
So to me, and I don't mean this disrespectfully to anybody out there, but I was like, really? Is this really a thing? Object infidelity? Is that a thing? Now, I'm saying that because I can't relate. However, if someone has been in a relationship, for example, you mentioned porn there, and the object of their affection becomes that and not you, I can see all of a sudden like, all right, well, that's really distressing, because they're all of a sudden diverted from you, not interested in you, not interested, and interested in something else. Or I know, thing is, I don't want to cause hell on, because I know a lot of girls that'll be listening, or guys even, that are going to be like, don't spread the word that the PlayStation can be an object.
I was just about to say, I've got a really big one, and it's gaming. So when I was with
Xbox,
one of my exes, he would spend hours, and I mean hours. Like, I would do the shopping, I would do the cleaning, and then because of the living situation, he would be on the big telly, and I'd have to go in the bedroom to watch the telly. But he wouldn't let us go on the internet because it would cause lagging on the game.
Oh.
What a fuck piece of shit he was.
What a piece of shit.
Again, not my most recent ex. I feel like I need to disclaim that.
Just disclaimer, I'm not trying to ruin your life. Here's an interesting one then. Hobbies, football. Everyone's silent.
No, well, I disagree, because I think you need your own hobbies.
I disagree with this massively. I think if I get, and I think for me, a hobby, if you've got a hobby that you're absolutely passionate about and you're buzzing with and you're excited about it, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's a good thing. I feel that's a nice thing.
But then I also think, just to cut you off, because I feel like there's 2 sides to this as well. So football, I love football. Well, I don't love it, but I like it. I used to really love it.
Yeah.
So you're in a relationship with someone who goes to the match every Saturday, who will go to the matches on a Tuesday, so you have the kids all day, who will cancel dinner plans with you because there's a football match on that they want to watch. They are then going away with the lads because there's an away match. Yeah. They're spending money to go to the World Cup or the Euros.
But they don't go on holiday with you.
But they don't go on holiday with you. Not only that, they get themselves into trouble. They get really pissed. They start fights. All of that element to it starts to negatively affect the relationship.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think if you've got a hobby or an interest that you can either split fairly with that side of your life and you know the relationship side, Or you can bring your partner in and you can go to the match together.
Yes.
Sometimes.
I was just going to say, so how do you fix that then?
Yeah.
How do you change
Just
that? How do you...
prioritise your partner above your hobby.
Yeah. At the end of the day, if
all the time. You should prioritise your partner above your hobby every time.
Yeah, I think you should.
I don't.
So
I really don't.
if it's, for example, if it was...
I think it's give and take.
No, but I'm thinking, right, so it's my birthday, but there's a Falcons rugby match on. If Chris chose to watch the match instead
that's
of taking
different,
me
That's
out.
your birthday. So, for example, my compromise would be, can I come with you? And if I wasn't interested in football, which is not me, because I am, but if I wasn't, I'd be like, can you go every other Saturday and spend the other Saturdays with me? I think people get stuck in relationships where it's like, well, what else would we be doing on a Saturday? Because they haven't made plans. They're not going anywhere. They're not going out. They're not doing anything. I think there's a lot of guys who, we're talking male, female here, who... if you said, oh, next week I'd love to take us for a walk, or I'd love to take us here, I'd love to take us there, you're not trying to take them away from the hobby, you're just trying to spend time with them and feel like a priority.
Yeah.
So if you said, all right, every other week, maybe you go to the match and then we do something, or go to the match and then we do something. I personally would say go to the match and then come back. So we go on a date on that night.
Like
you
something
can do
like
that.
after. Don't get absolutely leathered.
Yeah.
Come home, have a couple of pints, have a good time with
We'll
your mates,
get a
then come home
takeaway, or we'll
watch a film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that balance to it.
It's a balance.
Because
Yeah, I
I
think that's perfectly acceptable.
things can become all consuming.
Yeah.
And especially if you're passionate about it. But I think there does need to be a line if you're sharing your life with someone.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. I mean, there's just a few things we've touched on there. There's other object infidelities. So, have a think about it.
Is porn cheating if you and your partner sex life maybe isn't where you want it to be?
I don't think porn's cheating, full stop.
I don't think porn's cheating. However,
It's a means to an end, isn't it?
Yeah?
I do think if you are having trouble in your sex life and you are not giving it any attention, but then going to porn for your satisfactory needs or whatever, or personal
To
gain.
gain your advantage.
Gain your advantage.
Yes.
Because it's easier, or it's quicker, or it's whatever it might be for you. For me, that's where there's an issue. It's a lack of communication, and it's where you're going, right, I'm picking this instead of you. And that's where it's like, whoa, you're picking a video of somebody pegging or whatever. Like you said, I don't know why it's keeping coming
Pegging
up.
everywhere.
This podcast is not sponsored by Pegging.
If you're picking that continuously over some work with your partner, if that's what it's going to be,
Yeah.
then I think that's an issue.
Do you not think it's a different need, though?
No.
Because I feel like there's a difference between wanting to have sex and wanting to come.
Yeah.
Because sometimes...
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. That's
you
true.
want to have sex with someone.
Yeah.
Other times you just want to knock one out and then
Yeah.
carry on with your day.
Yeah.
And if you use porn to do that, then to me it's a different thing.
Different need. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but you've got a high sex drive, so you would be able to knock one out and then have sex later on in the day.
Yeah.
So some people can't do that.
Sex superhero.
Some people...
Roll for Tron.
Captain Flitton.
That's what Alex calls us. Not for that reason, because I'm a roll for Tron.
But some people would do it and then have nothing left for their partner.
Oh, okay. That's fair enough.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not us.
We're not all Flitton.
None of us can relate.
Captain
but
comes a lot. Or,
Captain comes a lot.
I was stewing on that for a
That
good
was
couple of
good.
minutes there.
That was good. Next type of infidelity is financial.
What, so like you're spending your money on stuff and not telling him, or you're spending his money?
I think it's more to do with, just lying about money in general.
In general.
I know a few people that have, different couples who have got into a load of debt. And because they
I
live in
do.
the same house, or they've got a mortgage together or what have you, it's joint debt.
Yeah.
So it becomes both of their kind of issue. So imagine all of a sudden coming home and finding out you've got 50 grand's worth of debt that you didn't know about.
Yeah.
I know that's a
lot of
betrayal.
It is betrayal, and I
Yeah.
think it is. It's for personal gain.
I know a lot of people who that's happened to, actually.
I do actually know a lot of people that's happened to. But I do think it's worth saying that it has a name of financial infidelity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it puts a a bit of a, yes, you are all allowed to be pissed about this.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not okay.
Yeah.
So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 types. People normally talk about physical and emotional.
Yeah.
But there's actually like 5 types we've talked about there, different types of cheating. And that's all, this is all within relationships.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So porn then, do you think porn is cheating? We'll go back to
Nah.
that.
I don't know.
Why did I answer that so quick?
Well,
Nah.
No, I genuinely don't.
What about if you are hiding the fact that you're watching porn? So if you're a girl and you're watching lesbian porn, because all girls do it, and your partner asks you,
or comes in the room and you go, shit.
I would be
I
like,
was sleeping, man.
I'd be like, jump on board.
What?
Like, if you were I'd be like, if he walked in, I mean, I don't think I'll be sitting watching porn, getting myself off while he was in a different room. But
so
then again,
this
when
is
we
the
live
thing.
together,
This
then
is the
maybe-
thing. I think it's very, if that was the case, right? I know people who have been in the same house, in the same room, and someone's gone, oh, I'm going to go for a nap or whatever in the other room, and they've actually been watching porn.
Yeah.
And they've just, the partner's there. So they have the option of the partner, but they choose the porn.
Yeah.
See, but again, I think it's a different want. And if Chris
So
said to me,
I also know a couple who go, I'm just going to go knock one out.
that would be me.
Yeah.
And if Chris said to me, I'm just going to go and knock one out, I'd be like, all right, son. Like,
I see what you're saying.
and same.
And it is sometimes just a case of, there's a need that I need to get rid of because I've got the dishes to do and I need to go and do the food shop and that, and the dog needs a walk. But I can't focus on anything else until I get rid of this situation. But you didn't have the time, so, and it's, it's foreplay and
And I've
this,
never
that, and the other, and
I've
you're
never
like,
said this, but I imagine his response would be, all right, can I watch? And I'd be like, no, if you want.
Yeah.
But sit there and say no.
quiet.
Yeah, just
Don't
be quiet.
breathe.
Shut up. don't interrupt us.
And
Yes.
nobody knows your body like yourself.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
it is more of an
Well, we've said
efficient way
before,
of
haven't
doing
we? Like,
things.
if you ever like sleeping with somebody or if you're getting to know somebody, the competition isn't your exes. The competition is you.
Yeah.
Well, 100%.
The competition is yourself, and you're right there. So why don't you ask that person who knows themselves very well?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be the best person.
Yeah.
I think men especially, I don't, but because I'm not a man, but I think men especially find it a bit of an insult, like as if they should be able to get you off quicker than you can. And it's like, dude, are you kidding?
You know what that's down to though, don't you?
Oh, bum, 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 bum.
It's the patriarchy.
Yay.
It is the patriarchy though, because we
Yeah.
have been conditioned. I feel like a fucking right dickhead myself. But because we've been conditioned to do things like fake orgasms and stuff, and fake an orgasm because you don't want to make your partner feel inadequate, then they have this idea that they can make you come like that.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. So in their head, they're going, well, I can do that for you. But in your head, you're going, can you fuck?
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean?
But
So
we've
it's
talked,
like-
we've talked about like the effects of medication and stuff, and like sometimes you can't make yourself come like that. So what the
Yeah.
hell chance have you got?
It's a terrible time, that, you know.
It is
It's
a
very,
terrible
it's
time.
very
also
scary.
the fact that we're not mentioning toys. Girls
Yeah.
have toys.
Yeah, toys cheating.
Yeah, toys cannot be cheating. But the toys are good these days. Like, it's not like the old toys. Like, the toys these days are good. Some good toys, aren't there?
Oh, I got goose pimples.
There's some really, really good toys.
The little suction ones and that. Nearly
Jesus.
flipping high me off the bed.
But it's quick with the toys.
30 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Shut up,
Oh,
man.
no,
First time I tried
no.
one.
Yeah,
The
I have.
little clit sucker thing. I swear to
about
God.
30 seconds.
About 30
I'm not
seconds.
even joking.
I
I'm not
lost
even
my
joking.
mind.
But yeah, so that's what my point is, I guess. Yeah, you can go, right, I've got my toy. I'm going to have
Yeah.
30 seconds
Bit
to
of me
myself.
Do you know what? Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're in a good mood.
But it's not cheating.
Yeah. Nah.
I think it only becomes an issue when it starts to affect your sexual relationship with your partner.
Yes. That's a very good way of putting it.
Yeah.
So if it is that you are choosing the toy or
Choosing to do
the
anything
porn
other than
or the,
sleep with your partner or be intimate with your partner.
if you're
there's an
choosing
issue.
that over stuff with your partner, maybe just have a word and think about it,
Yeah.
because there's something missing. Or there's something going wrong.
Communicate.
This podcast is sponsored by WBCo. We're giving our listeners an exclusive discount of 20% off our website if you use the code CHEATIN20, all caps, no gaps, and you'll get 20% off everything off our website. Back to the show. Alcohol. How much of an impact does alcohol have on cheating? Hannah, have you ever come close to cheating on somebody when you've been drunk?
I have.
I have as well.
I have.
When I've been drunk.
Yep.
And then for some reason, somewhere my conscious state goes, what are you doing? And I go, whoa. I am drunk here and I'm making wrong decisions. Or I've been too flirty or I've been whatever. And I think, whoa, step back.
You're 3 drinks Kim though, aren't you? So you go from like functioning like an adult human to cabbage within like...
It was one time, guys.
3 Bacardi and Coke.
It's one time. And I'm going to rectify it.
This Saturday.
All right, so alcohol and drinking, alcohol and cheating. I think there's a lot of people that say, I was drunk. What does that mean?
What's your point, caller? It's a piss poor excuse.
It isn't an excuse.
It's a contributing factor, potentially.
Yeah.
To a shit decision
I think
made.
it can be a reason. And that's the difference. Some people the reason for cheating can be that they were drunk. It's not an excuse, but it can be their reason and their only reason. They might be very happy in their relationship, but still cheat because they're drunk. Because alcohol affects everybody. People. Yeah, alcohol affects everybody differently, and they might become a different person, or they might have lost their inhibitions, or it might be the situation. You don't know. Line everything up, right? And it might be that alcohol is the one thing that just causes them to make the wrong decision. Yeah. They wake up, they feel shit, they go, I can't believe I did that. That I do think it can be a reason. I don't think it's an excuse, and I don't think it is right. But I do think it can be, because what's your reason when you're not drunk?
What if you cheat?
Yeah,
you're bored, you're not happy, you're unfulfilled.
Yeah. So can that be the reason when you're drunk?
So take away that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's a catalyst. It's not a reason.
But my point is, I think that you can be happy in a relationship. You don't have to be bored or unfulfilled and then drunk. I think some people's personalities can just be drunk.
Yeah, they just changed, don't they?
They don't have to have the boredom or everything else in the back of their head.
Who are these fuckwits? Because
they just have to be drunk and change their inhibitions and change their level of confidence and change all those things, and all of a sudden they've got this reason that didn't exist when they're sober.
Let's remember that alcohol is a drug. And if you are in a happy relationship and you have no issues, you're perfectly happy, and you go out, imbibe this drug, and then that leads to you cheating and potentially ruining that relationship, you need to stop drinking, because that drug does not agree with you as a person.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair point.
No, it doesn't agree with you in a relationship as a person.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point, because it means that you might do it again.
Yeah, exactly.
Essentially,
So
it means you're not in control of yourself when you're drunk. You can't control what you want as a person. You can't make logical decisions.
Yeah.
You can't decide what's best for you when you're drunk. But that's a lot of people.
It's like a Jekyll and Hyde type thing, isn't it?
So a lot of people make silly decisions when they're drunk.
Yeah.
You ever texted your ex when you're drunk?
Every week. Of course, without saying. Sometimes on a Wednesday.
Have you ever on a Wednesday? Have you ever got drunk and texted your ex?
Yeah. Sometimes I ring them.
Yeah. Would you make that decision when you're sober?
Maybe.
Do you make different choices when you're drunk to what you do when you're sober? I do.
Yeah.
So I think my point is that could be the only reason why they cheated. They could be very happy, and that could be the only reason why they cheated. Alcohol related. That's just my view, and I know it's very, very controversial. But I think it's a reason, not an excuse, and it doesn't mean that it can then work after that. Because like you say, how would you trust that person again when they're drunk?
What are you going to say? Like, never ever drink?
Never drink again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unless someone comes in and goes, I've cheated on you, I'm a different person when I'm drunk, I'm going to go teetotal and I want us to stay together.
Yeah. if they're willing to put you above alcohol, then, that's a conversation to be had.
Yeah.
But I don't think that you can't expect that from someone either.
No, you can't, no. It has to be their choice, that you can't suggest it. Because that they decide.
If you force them to do it, they'll just resent you.
Yeah.
And they'll probably go out do it when they're sober then.
But then that leads to, find people who have cheated through cyber infidelity. And so they've stayed in the relationship, but their partner who they've cheated on has said, right, but you can't use social media. So you're just removing the vehicle. It's like they are still capable of cheating, but you're just removing the last known thing they used to cheat.
Yeah, it's like you say, it's a catalyst, or it's some kind of like little I don't know, springboard to what they need to get. Again, it is all about gaining an advantage.
Yeah.
How are they gaining their advantage? All right, cool. One more thing just to chat about quickly here on this subject, flirting. How far does flirting go before it's cheating?
It's a very fine line.
I don't know.
And I think it's different it's very situational.
Yeah.
It's a hard one, that. I don't know. Because that you don't know that they could be in open relationships with
What if it was your
partners.
mate and you're looking at your mate and just flirting like mad with
Flirting
this
with
lad
someone who
who's
you know is married.
and he's flirting back and you're watching thinking this is dangerous and you've definitely got feelings for him because you know it's your mate?
I mean, I would have to be like, watch yourself. Like, think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be looking to control the situation or try and manage it because it's not my
At which
thing
point
at the
would
end
you
of the day.
think that was cheating on the partner that they were with?
Oh, I don't know. I think it's difficult.
Because everyone loves to judge on these situations. Everybody loves to
Yeah.
judge, don't they? Everybody loves to go, that's terrible, that I would never do that, or God, I feel sorry for such a body or their partner or whatever it might be.
If it's like, say for me, if it's a work environment or something like that, they're going to be messaging. So for me, that when you start messaging someone every single day,
So when it what about if you're not messaging but you just see them every day?
and you're really touchy flirty with them,
And like you're flirting and other people think you're flirting.
I think if it's perceived as, and people have a perception that you're sleeping together, then it's probably
Perception is reality.
like cheating
Yeah.
to a degree. Would your partner be happy? You've got to ask yourself that question.
I think that's my point, is you've got to
Would you
ask your
act-
partner, are you happy with this?
Would
are you
you
okay
act
with this?
the way that you act at
If
the
he was
Christmas
there,
party when
yeah.
your partner
Yeah.
was there?
Have you seen Sell and OC?
No.
There's a bit in there where one of the girls like fully snuggles in to one of the boys and like gets wrapped in a blanket, so they're both in the same blanket, but he's married. And it's on telly. I would not like that at all.
No.
And at that point, that's when, if I'd saw that, I'd be like, that's not okay with me.
Yeah.
No.
And like, how did they not know that that's not okay?
Same.
Do you know what I mean? So I think there's a level where it goes, or like, oh, we're friends, or they're flirting, and don't get us wrong, sometimes you've got friends who you just flirt with, and that's the way it is, and there's no intention there. But when it gets to a point, I think, where, like you say, other people are guessing, or
There's something about that, isn't it? That particular scenario that's really intimate.
or like snuggling in a blanket.
Yeah.
I would be fuming.
Yeah.
I think if, as a rule of thumb, if you would change your behaviour, if your partner was there, then you shouldn't be.
That's a
doing
very good way
Yeah.
of putting it.
Yeah.
That's a very good way of putting it.
it. Like the reason because we flirt all the time. But
Yeah,
I would still do that if Chris was there.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I flirt with the two of you, to be fair.
Yeah, same.
I am the office flirt.
But yeah, I wouldn't change how I behaved around you if Chris was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you
Because
wouldn't
there's no
change-
intention.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If you wouldn't change your behaviour, or if you have to change your behaviour because your partner all of a sudden comes, then that's when you
Yeah.
And you know what? That is between you and you only. I think that's where it's like there's a lot of judgment around these situations, and it's frustrating. I think.
Yeah.
When it's like, if you've ever been in it, it's like, oh, everybody go away. Like,
Keep your beak out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think on the flip side of that as well, though, if Chris said that he was uncomfortable with it, like, out of respect, we wouldn't.
Oh yeah.
I'm saying it as if we actually like put a full on flirt all the time. It's just
No,
banter.
but yeah, and I think again it's communication.
Yeah.
Like I would be happy to say to him, I don't really like the way you're kind of going on with
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. But if they know you well enough, if any
Yeah.
partners knew any of us well enough, they would know we're the type of people. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's again, does that upset them? If it does, where's the insecurity and whose
Yeah.
issue is that?
And don't get with somebody who you know has got a flirty personality and then expect them to be like stone.
Yes.
Like you can't, that's not
It's
fair.
not fair.
No.
It's not fair.
They just might not be for you.
Yeah.
Why do people cheat? So apparently there's I have an answer to this, but I'll go through you guys first and then
You go through us, will you?
I'll go through you.
Oi,
Flirty.
promises,
Go through you.
promises.
Flirty
Tell
creature.
it's hump day. Fuck off.
Promises.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
This is the level of flirting that we do. It's not really that sexy, to be fair. Reasons people cheat.
To me, there's
Unhappy.
something missing.
Something
Yeah.
missing, unhappy.
Filling a void.
So apparently there's been an analysis revealed 8 key reasons.
Oh, fucking hell.
8. Anger.
Right.
Piss off.
Punch a hole.
I mean, cool.
Self-esteem.
Yeah, I get that.
Lack of love.
Yeah.
Low commitment.
Right.
Need for variety.
Oh, piss off, man. It's not breakfast cereal.
Oh, you know, I can kind of get that.
Breakfast cereal.
But don't be, because I just thought of variety packs and all them little
The tiny
clues.
little ones, they're really cool.
But don't be in a relationship if what you want is variety, or be in an open relationship.
Be in an open relationship.
To commit to somebody and want to like change your flavour every day.
Yeah.
Don't buy the big box if what you want is all the little boxes.
Okay.
Oh,
There you go.
That's
So
good.
if you want Frosties and Rice Krispies,
Either buy a big box of one, a big box of the other, or just
get yourself on Facebook. It's complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about if you want them in the same bowl?
that's me.
Oh, yes.
Frosties.
Have you ever done that before, Hannah?
Well, put it in the same bowl?
Yeah.
Not yet.
How have you not?
2023.
It's good fun. man.
KPIs.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, dear me. The next one is reasons. So need for variety. Neglect. Neglect. I mean, come on.
It makes me think of an RSPC advert.
Sexual desire. Situation or circumstance is the last one.
What situation or circumstance be like, oh, you're away on business and...
Yeah, well, we'll go through them, yeah. So first one is anger. Is anger a valid reason to cheat on someone?
I'm
No,
angry
stupid.
95% of the time.
What a silly thing. What if somebody's cheated on you, so then you're angry? Well, then technically you've broke up, I guess, aren't you? You won't cheat on someone else.
Eh?
Not necessarily.
Say that again?
What if you're angry that someone else has cheated on you?
And then you go and, right, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But you just haven't had the conversation of, I'm not getting back with you. I'm not with you.
No.
I just think, no, don't be... If you want to have an angry shag the person you're angry at.
It's much better, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
It's normally quite good.
Work through that shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Self-esteem, big one.
I get that.
Yeah.
Get that. There's a lot of people out there who do cheat or have cheated because of their low self-esteem.
Yeah. And if your partner isn't doing anything to kind of assist your low self-esteem, I'm not saying it's an excuse. It's definitely not. But I can see how that would happen.
Yeah. Okay. Lack of love. Just don't love you anymore.
Just...
Well, you're being shown a lack of love, or that
It
you
just
don't
says
love
lack
that
of love.
person,
I
right?
think it's more that they've cheated on you because they don't love you anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Low commitment,
Yeah, well, like I
as
said,
in like you might have just started seeing them and you're not really that committed.
surely you should be the most committed when you've just started seeing them. though.
Yeah, but if you're not that asked about them, like...
But then don't commit.
Well, that's... Yeah, they didn't. And they've gone and bought themselves another couple of boxes of cereal.
Slags.
Need for variety, that's a funny one. No,
nah.
it's silly. Neglect, what do we mean by neglect? Why would somebody say, I feel neglected?
Well, it's all...
Because they go to football every weekend.
Yeah.
Or they play on the
Or they're on the
Xbox for
Xbox all
hours
the
on
time.
end.
Do you think that can be a situation where two people both individually feel neglected, but they just don't talk about it?
Yes, lack of communication.
Just communication. Everything comes back to communication. All right, cool.
And the more you do it, the better you get at it.
Exactly. Circumstance, situation, that's, I think, usually to do with alcohol, but not always. Might be that you've... Yeah.
I've got one. You're sitting in the ISIS. You're a couple of
That's a pub, by the way.
Madres in. Oh yeah, it's a pub, not the terrorist group. You're a couple of Madres in. Jason Momoa walks through the door, and he goes,
Laura.
"All right, girl.
I'd be like,
Do you want another pint?" Or yes, please.
I'd just push Chris's face like that. No, I wouldn't. But that's that old thing of, do you have a list of passes? But
Like the friends thing.
Yeah. But I think that only works when you've got like a celebrity who you can see their personality with, and you can see, do you know, like, I don't know
No,
them.
it doesn't.
No.
You don't need to know someone's
what about-
personality.
what about-
It's an
Attract them.
objectification of people is
Okay,
what
I was
it
just
is.
going to say, is it to do with
of
with
course
just
it is.
looks and
Of course
objectifying?
it is.
Yeah. I couldn't. I wouldn't be interested.
I absolutely could.
I mean, if it was Chris Hemsworth, I probably would actually.
There you go.
go.
So get off that flipping.
But surely there's also
your halo's slipping.
Surely there's a difference between
I'm becoming somebody new.
Jason by sleeping with Jason Momoa or can I go on a date with him? That's different. That's totally different.
But it would be worse if you go on a date with him.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, to me, if you have your list, that means, yeah, you can sleep with him. But you can't, like...
If they consent.
Yes, always ask.
Celebrities.
Don't just... No, shut up, Lauren. Yeah, but it's the difference between allowing your partner to sleep with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say, if on my list was Jason Momoa and on Chris's list was Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
And Margot Robbie walked in the ISIS, I would say you'll have to peel hand off her first. Mm-hmm. But
and Kim.
And Kim, but knock yourself out. But then if he did literally knock himself out and then came back and was like, oh, she's going to join us for a pint, I'd be like, she's fucking not though.
Margot Robbie, you wouldn't let Margot Robbie in your relationship?
No.
I would.
A throuple with Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
throuple.
I'm
It's
up
another,
for that,
it's another KPI, that right there.
Isn't it? Right, yeah.
Hey?
This 2023 strategy is
Gonna,
going really
you know
well.
what? 2023 is going to be lit.
It really is. It's going to
be amazing.
Thruples, fucking
Shagging celebrities.
shocking celebrities in the ISIS.
Pegging. Can you love somebody and cheat on them?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it when this happens.
No.
You don't think you can love them?
Nope.
I think you can.
Can you love somebody and have no respect for them?
Have no respect for them. No.
I think you can.
Yeah, I think you can. I think you can.
I think you can love them but not respect them. Love is a different emotion to respect. It's a different emotion. It's a different thing
But respect
completely.
is a key component of love.
Of a healthy
Of a healthy relationship.
love.
Oh.
But I think
So you're talking about unhealthy love.
you can love someone and you know you could have been with that person for however long and you know you love the bones of them, but you might not respect what they do, or you might not take into consideration their feelings on things,
Yeah.
or as you sort of drift apart in a relationship. I don't think the two are mutually exclusive.
See, to me, I don't think that's love anymore.
You don't categorise that as love.
It's fair.
I think when you get
Yeah.
to that point, that's when it stops being love and it starts being affection, or but it's not love anymore.
Sentimentality.
Yeah.
I think I'm with you, Han. I think you can absolutely cheat on somebody that you love. And I think respect is a different thing to love. So if you are going through this, or you've been through it, and you've never figured it out, maybe you weren't respected, but you were loved.
But what's worse?
Yeah.
To me, not being respected is worse than not being loved. Love or hate me, but respect me as a person.
Yeah, that's fair.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So to me, that would be worse.
Yeah. I don't think a lot, and I'm going to be very stereotypical, but I don't think men get that.
No.
I don't think men understand that most women feel like they would rather be respected than loved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of guys get that. So there you go. Tip of the day. Women,
Respect your
as a
lady.
whole, we can say prefer to be respected than loved.
Yeah.
R-E-S-P-C-T.
Whoa.
Aretha, is that you?
I don't know what's wrong with this.
Aretha, is that you? Oh, man.
Affairs.
Affairs.
Why does an affair happen?
So what's the difference between cheating and an affair?
There you go. What's the difference?
Is it
Well,
just
affair's prolonged, isn't it?
Is it just the number of times that you're cheating?
For me, when you say affair, usually my mind immediately goes to love. My mind immediately goes to they're in love with somebody else. They're having an affair. They're having an emotional and physical relationship with somebody else. So it's the emotional and the physical put together, which is what makes it an affair.
Right. Okay.
For me, that's what my categorisation of that is. Cheating is different to an affair.
Yeah. Very much.
For me, the affair side of things, I think, is where you've got that relationship with somebody else emotionally, physically. You know, you might take them for dinner, you might do all those other things.
Yeah.
You're emotionally invested in a future with that other person.
So here's a question for you: what's worse, cheating on you with multiple different people over a 6 months period, or having an affair that lasts 6 months?
Jesus.
I would say the affair would be easier to take.
Yeah.
And again, I'm speaking only
No,
from
I
only
disagree.
from my experience. But I think again it comes down to respect. Because I understand, and I think this is the thing, if you can piece together the reason and why somebody did something, it makes it easier. If you can go, right, I'm piecing together the fact that we weren't in a great place, or the next piece of the puzzle was we didn't have great sex, or the next piece of the puzzle was we didn't get on with the family, or whatever it might be. There was a lot of things. You piece that together and you go, okay, I see why they were strayed by this person that they met at work. Yeah. And then the rest of the puzzle goes, they met them at work, they got to know them, they this, they that, they then had this affair.
Which is where most affairs take place. Maybe.
Yes. Yeah. From the workplace. However, I think that is a circumstantial over time, something that can just happen to a certain degree. Like, you have to consciously make those decisions every day, but you're making smaller decisions every day.
Right.
It's not one big decision where you go, I know this is point blank disrespectful. Because most people find themselves in love when they have an affair, don't they? They go, oh my God, I think I'm in love with this person. Like, how did that happen? How did this happen? I don't know how this happened. And that's what most people will do. They don't seek out, whereas the other way around, it's just seeking gratification for selfish reasons. It's not a circumstantial thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
It makes a lot of sense. I don't know whether
It's hard because you can't come back from that emotional side of an affair, can you really? It's hard to...
Yeah. It's
when
a lot
somebody's
harder.
given the part of themselves to somebody else that you thought was for you or between you two, it's hard to kind of come back from that. However, the lack of respect involved with, I don't know, like you said, multiple people just being cheated on left, right and centre, like there's a lack of respect there that I think has to be...
Yeah, I feel like multiple people would be like taking the piss out of you.
Yeah.
As opposed to...
Yeah, you just
I did
feel like a
this,
mug.
I cheated, but I ended up in, like, I fell in love with them. I get what you mean.
It's almost like it all comes down to the reason and why.
Yeah.
What's your reason for cheating? What's your reason? Like, and if you don't know, figure it out.
Yeah, you have to do some reflection as to what it is that's actually missing, and why you've gone to somebody else to get that.
It might be that you've got low self-esteem and you haven't realised you've got low self-esteem. It might be that you are feeling neglected and you didn't realise you were feeling neglected. It might, whatever it might be, but I think that's what it comes down to, is what's the reasoning behind it. Figure that out.
5 whys,
Do
isn't
the
it?
relationship wheel.
Do the relationship wheel. Yeah, and you probably see what's missing or what's different or difficult for you to what you're needing and what you're not getting.
Yeah.
Anything else on cheating?
Don't do it.
Would you rather somebody come to you and say, like we said, I think on last week's podcast, would you rather somebody said, I'm not feeling this relationship anymore and I'm feeling myself interested in other people, so I think I'd rather be respectful and end this now than somebody cheat on you?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Every time.
Yeah.
It would be...
Definitely.
Can you
Heartbreaking.
imagine any boy ever saying that to you?
Nah.
I'd almost love them more, mate, you know. I'd almost be like, oh no.
No, please.
Now I like you a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
You've
that's
shown a lot of
it.
emotional awareness.
Yeah.
It's showing
Maturity.
emotional
Maturity,
intelligence.
yeah. For me, it's like, oh wow, self-reflection.
What a turn on.
Yeah.
Next porn category,
Next
emotional
thing you know,
intelligence.
Kim's naked. I don't love you anymore.
Well,
Look what happened.
You communicated.
oh, days.
This has been interesting.
It has.
We have unpicked a lot. And we have given quite a few tips out, I feel,
Yeah.
solving some of the mysteries of the world. Thank you so much for listening, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We've got, again, some great guests coming up and some really fab episodes coming up as well. So stay tuned. We will see you next week on Just Another Group Chat.